Hello, everybody. Good afternoon from Malta, and I believe it's good morning from Canada.
Yes, good
Today,
morning.
I'm pleased to welcome with me Jesse Poulin, who is the representative of Keep Me Safe by Guard.me. In today's live broadcast, we are going to talk with Jesse about the campus ambassadors, which falls under the umbrella of Keep Me Safe by Guard.me. But before we get into the Campus Ambassadors program, Jesse, can you tell us a little bit about you? You know, your role at Guard.me, how long you've been in this industry, and so forth.
Thanks, Bernice. I'm really happy to be here this morning and to spend this time with you. I've been with Guard.me 2.5 years. In my former life, I come from the education sector. I was a teacher, a dean of students for many years, and then went into cognitive development and managed an international program helping young students and adults that had cognitive difficulties. And so, and now kind of moving into this space, helping students access mental health supports through the Keep Me Safe program and working closely with the Campus Ambassador program for now a little over a year has been great. So I have the pleasure of working across both teams, both the Keep Me Safe team and the Campus Ambassador team, which kind of all fall under that Guard.me umbrella of services. So, just really happy to be here to talk a little bit about the Campus Ambassador side of things.
Exactly, and that's going to be the focus of today's talk. So to start off, to kick it off, where did this idea for the Campus Ambassadors come from?
This program is really the brainchild of Keith Siegel, CEO of Guard.me. He really has a passion for helping students and finding unique ways to support them. First it was with Keep Me Safe, with supporting them from a mental health perspective and providing that access to students 24/7. And out of both the Guard.me services that he provided and the Keep Me Safe services, we had this need to find a different way to engage students on a different level, giving them meaningful real life experiences, really honing their leadership skills. And so, from these kind of goals and initiatives and ideas, as he always has, kind of was born the Campus Ambassador program. You know Keith well. He's always finding new, ingenuitive ways of supporting his partners and
helping
the
people.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Because that is always, I think that is always the first thing that comes to mind whenever the name Keith comes up. He's always looking for ways to help people, and that's obviously one of the special things about him and about Guard.me in general. So, okay, who are these campus ambassadors, Jesse? Are they students? Are they what kind of students are they? Which education institutions do they come from? And who do they represent?
Absolutely. So we work with a number of partners across Canada. So from some high schools, lots of colleges, universities, any really institution that falls under the Guard.me umbrella that has a willingness to have this program and engage students at this level. So we have, we work across 55 plus campuses and teams across Canada. We engage over 130 students a year, and they're all leaders on campus. So they're both international students, domestic students, and our mission with them is, like I said, giving them real life experiences, leadership experiences, being able to network with other student leaders across Canada, helping them develop professionally as they go into the workforce, and then giving them opportunities to engage peer-to-peer with students on campus to spread awareness around mental health, to educate students around Guard.me and the access they have to those services, and then as well with our Keep Me Safe partners, educate students about the services and program and access to the mental health services through those pathways. So, just really trying to provide them real life experiences, meaningful experiences, and opportunities for development that can hone their personal skills that they can bring in to professional experiences in the workforce as they graduate.
Okay. And as I was going through the campus ambassadors part of the website, which I'm actually going to share in the public chat over here, so that anybody who's following us can actually go to the campus ambassadors website very, very easily by just clicking this link over here. But you mentioned it, and I also noticed it. The word leadership comes out very, very clearly, both in what you were saying over here and also on the website. And you mentioned something as you were talking right now, and you said they are student leaders. Can you tell us a little bit more about what you mean by they are student leaders?
Absolutely. I mean, these students are students that want experiences that are going to be able to facilitate, to enhance skills that they have, develop new skills. So we do a lot of event planning. We help them connect and collaborate and liaise with staff and faculty in different departments at the institution level. So they get that collaborative kind of business-driven almost experience through that collaboration, and then are able to put on events that provide education opportunities to students. Now, with COVID and everything that's happened, if we kind of rewind,
it always has to come up.
months, a year ago, we were very active on campus. So we were very grassroots. We had booths and we were there at events and we were engaging students and educating them. And now with COVID, obviously that's changed. And so our approach has really flipped this year, and we've hosted a number of online summits and roundtables to really gain that experience and knowledge from our student leaders, from our ambassadors across the country, and have really had to pivot this year and find new and creative ways to allow them to engage students and, you know, and exude those leadership skills and really flex that muscle through a digital space, which is, I mean, as we all are experiencing, has its own challenges and is very different in this landscape, but very necessary, because we still need to be able to engage and educate students. And now we're doing it in a totally different way. So it's really been interesting to see how we're able to engage, educate, and provide students different opportunities, even through this digital space. So training them on how to deliver presentations, to do, you know, interviews like this. And things that, you know, we never really had to go down that path, but here we are. And so it's created a host of new opportunities for us that we're really excited to explore.
Exactly. And also perhaps something like this, yes, has probably, you know, overturned kind of the way we do things and has disrupted the way we've always done things. But I think now in retrospect, you know, having gotten used to this system, over the past few months, I think now we're all kind of beginning to see that we did learn something new through all of this as well. And it's also, again, back to the topic of leadership. I think it has helped, it has enabled your ambassadors also to tap into different skills, you know, perhaps a different skill set in terms of leadership. So that's interesting. You mentioned events, and one of the things that I particularly liked on the website is the video, which I really do encourage everybody to watch. It's a very, very short video clip, but it shows the event that you hosted last year in 2019. Can you tell us a little bit about this event, what it's about, who were the students? I mean, one of the things that really comes out very, very clearly in this video is the multi-nationalities, the number of different nationalities that took part in this event. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Absolutely. That's an event that is really close to our heart, that we do on an annual basis for our ambassadors. And it's called our Leadership Retreat, and we usually hold it at the end of each year. And it's really something special where we can bring all of our ambassadors that have worked so hard for us over the year across Canada together and provide them a few days of education, seminars, training, and more importantly, networking, an opportunity to bring them together to form relationships of people that otherwise they may never have met, and share those experiences. So it's really a special and unique opportunity that we love to do with them. And it's our way of saying thank you for your hard work. So there's lots of different seminars, training opportunities. We bring in speakers to just really provide this kind of retreat-like experience for them that that they can remember and kind of cherish forever. And we hope that encourages them to continue being an ambassador year after year. We have a lot of ambassadors that are with us for a number of years because they just enjoy the experience of what we do. And we try to carry that out through the year, through different types of more targeted retreats or summits and seminars and different things like that, where we can connect with those leaders throughout the year and kind of culminate to this larger retreat at the end of the year. With COVID this year, of course, we had to pivot that. We had it all planned and lined up, and it was in May. So as you can imagine, we waited and waited and waited. And then unfortunately had to...
You were right in the bang of things.
Right, I know. If it was just a little bit earlier, I think we would have been okay, but such is life.
Better safe than sorry.
Exactly. And everybody understood. And then we pivoted to an online summit, which, went off really well. And again, something that they'd never experienced before. It was a different way to engage them. So I think it was a really meaningful and beneficial experience for them, even though it wasn't what we wanted. But that's such a great event. And we really try to highlight the city we're in. We typically do it in Toronto, and just give them some of that feel of what it's like to be in this big city, as many of them have never been.
I see. Okay. So whereabouts in Canada are these campus ambassadors spread across?
We work with partners literally from coast to coast. So we have students all the way from Sydney, Nova Scotia to, Vancouver Island, Nanaimo, Vancouver, up north, in Sudbury, Ontario, Ottawa, like right across the country, in almost every province of the country. And like I said, about 130 ambassadors from coast to coast. So
that was going to be my next question. How many do you have?
Yeah, it's around 130 each year. It's a number that grows all the time. And it's just so exciting to see them. A lot of the students we work with are international students, definitely Canadian domestic students as well. But we do, as you saw in the video, that privilege to work with students from across the world. So you not only get that unique lens of their experience on their own campus in their own corner of Canada, but that international lens that they bring with them and that wealth of knowledge and experience culturally that they can bring to the table, and just the value that they add to our program has been invaluable.
Of course, I can imagine. And speaking of this value, I know that despite COVID, despite everything, you guys, this particular program has been nominated for an award in the industry. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. We have been honored with a nomination for the Pioneer Award in the category of student support. So we're very excited, on pins and needles, hoping that, obviously we win. We've done a lot of work this year to improve the program, to add layers to the program, to really support our leaders even more than we have in the past. So it was really nice to see that those initiatives have paid off and are being recognized through this Pioneer nomination.
And once we're here and being followed by people in the industry, how can people vote for you for this?
There was a panel of judges that voted for this. So unfortunately, I would have had some signs up with me kind of
Because I'm thinking, okay, while we're here, okay. But in any case, if anybody on the planet is watching us, these guys really deserve the prize.
That's right.
Very well. Okay, so moving on from the event in 2019, obviously the event in 2020 was online. Are you thinking about the retreat in 2021?
For sure. I mean, we're like everybody else, kind of waiting and seeing how things will unfold over this fall, and to see what that's going to look like. If we can't do something in person because of restrictions due to COVID and safety around that, we'll definitely be looking to deliver something similar, but online, and try to emulate that experience like we did this spring with our ambassadors, with engaging speakers, opportunities, and we're always checking the pulse of our ambassadors across Canada and seeing what they're interested in, what do they want to learn about, because we promote, Guard Me and Keep Me Safe to the partners that we work with. We do a lot of support under that mental wellness umbrella, whether it's around suicide prevention, whether it's just around awareness of mental health. So we're very honed into that with them, and supporting that aspect and educating them about mental wellness and what they can do to support themselves, as well as peers that they may be interacting with, even if it's virtually. So that's been a really interesting opportunity to kind of pivot what they would typically do in person, to be able to give them tools to engage at that same level.
Exactly.
These digital spaces that we're in right now.
And in any case, it reflects what's going on in the world. So
Absolutely.
If your program is there to prepare them, adaptation has been one of the biggest lessons of 2020 so far. So I think the fact that your students get the chance to also adapt to the situation and move on to do things online, which is pretty much like we were discussing even before we went live, it's pretty much what the rest of the world is doing. It's also a very valuable lesson for your students. So moving the discussion onto the education side of things, and also potentially the agency side of things, I'd like you to clarify a little bit, Jesse, since we're now moving towards the end of our discussion today. If there are any people watching us who are interested perhaps in collaborating with you to have their own Guard Me ambassadors on their campus, how does it work? What do they have to do? Who should they contact?
Me.
There you go.
Let's make it easy. They can reach out to me. Like I said, I manage both the Keep Me Safe and Campus Ambassador program. And how we work with our partners is really understanding the makeup of their campus, their students, their needs, and seeing how we can fit into that. It's not a one-size-fits-all program. There's different approaches to, depending on where that school is, what type of students they're engaging with. Are there students on campus this year, or are they remote? So, we look at all of those factors and find a program that's going to fit, that tailors to the needs of that particular campus. And, the best part of it is I have an amazing team that I work with, a team of just awesome ladies that work directly with the school and really do all of the work. So this is something that we offer in collaboration and partnership with the school, but we don't want to make it onerous on them. So, we do all of the recruiting, the training, supporting that team on a daily basis, and then collaborating directly with the school and creating those pathways, to facilitate communication, collaboration, and all that wonderful stuff. So really, we have that flexibility to create kind of a tailored approach for that school that's going to work for them and their students.
Okay, that's very interesting. And I do have a final question for you, and one which is a little bit cheeky and that we haven't discussed in our plan. But does Guard Me have perhaps the intention of expanding this program? I know that right now you're doing it in Canada. Are there plans to move it outside of Canada as well?
Well, Bernice, there's always opportunities and ideas to expand the arm of the Campus Ambassador program. So absolutely. I mean, Keep Me Safe has an opportunity right now in the UK that we're exploring. And, you know, so that means perhaps Campus Ambassadors may eventually jump the pond over to that side of the world. So we're always looking for, you know, different opportunities to see where we can engage students, engage student leaders, and really help our partners with promotion of services that we provide them, and mental wellness in general, which we know is such an important topic right now.
Exactly. Every day, but even more so right now. Exactly.
Absolutely.
I think the amount of awareness that has been, you know, going around, not just in international education, I must say, but in general, in relation to mental health and mental health awareness has been incredible, but especially in our industry. Yes, obviously the stresses are huge. The stress is on the students, the stress is on the education providers, the stress is on the agents.
Absolutely.
And I know from even previous webinars that we've done, and also previous conversations I've had, and also because as schools and agents who've been working with guard.me for many years now, we know that you guys do phenomenal work in the field of mental health. And for that, I really want to publicly thank you and your team for what you're doing, because it's really, really important work.
Well, thank you. It's our passion. So we are just happy to be able to bring that to students and make it available to them wherever they are in the world.
Yeah, and it does come across very, very much. So, right. Jesse, I thank you very much for your time today, for being with us today. Once again, I would like to encourage those people who are watching us, or who will perhaps watch this video on one of our other channels where we will be sharing it later on, to get in touch with guard.me. I have shared the link of the campus ambassadors on this thread. So if anybody wants to get in touch with guard.me, and especially with in relation to campus ambassadors, you can click on that link and all the contact info is over there. Am I right, Jesse?
Absolutely.
And would you like us to share perhaps your email address with people?
Feel free. Yes, for sure. I would be more than happy to.
It is Jesse at guard.me, yeah?
Jesse at keepmesafe.org.
There you go.
Yeah.
So keepmesafe.org. Very well. So guys, you also have Jesse's email address. If you have, again, I'm going to jump the gun over here, but if perhaps you have any ideas that you would like to discuss with Jesse, with guard.me, with the campus ambassadors team, about perhaps how you would like to get involved, how you would like to help this program grow, it is an incredibly valuable program, and let's all unite to make this program grow as much as possible and cover as much of the world as we can. So I think one of the strengths in our industry is that we're always there for each other, but this came through very, very vividly over the past months. So let's keep that up. Jesse, thank you once again for being with us today, and I do hope that we get to meet in person sooner rather than later.
Me too. The next plane I can get out to Malta, Bernice, you best believe I'll come see you.
Good, very well. You're always welcome. You and all of the guard.me team are always welcome to come over.
Awesome.
Thank you very much. So guys, thank you for watching us. Stay tuned, because we have more webinars and more live discussions coming up in the coming weeks with guard.me and also with other people from the international education industry. Thank you very much and have a lovely rest of the day. See you.